Hello and welcome to this month's newsletter with me, Phyllis Brown. And it's lovely to be part of your journey, and many thanks for the feedback on last month's newsletter. All about masks, and I certainly have had my mask ripped off a few times this month, having to reveal aspects of myself. It does make us very vulnerable. We feel very vulnerable. We'll say things about us, or we have to say things about ourselves that people may not necessarily know what's going on in your life. So yes, it's been a really interesting time. So my reflections through April have really been centered around our up and coming 35th wedding anniversary. And both Mike and I are sort of looking at each other thinking, wow, how did we get here? How did we get to 35 years married, 38 years together? And thinking, well, where has that time gone? It just seems to have evaporated almost. And that got me thinking on the concept of love. What is love? And does love change? Are we in love? What do we love? And do we actually love it? So I've had a real journey of just reflecting on my journey with Michael. And I can absolutely assure you, when we first started, it wasn't love. And I did break his heart a few times, because I think for me, the word love, even at a very young age, was a word that you just didn't bandy around. You didn't give your love away. I think I never really felt loved as a child. And I've been really reflecting on that. And that's quite a hard thing to sort of come to terms with, because what is love? What is love? And this is what I've been thinking about. It's been a really strong motivator. I know for Mike, for him, it was instant love, and he would hitchhike down to St. Andrews in our courting days, and a little swipe left and swipe right stuff. It was good old fashioned courting. And he would arrive to St. Andrews, and I remember we were in the Scores Hotel, which is just off the Royal and Ancient golf course. So we'd go down there and just sit and just contemplate and have a drink and look at the sea, because it's right on the sea, the Scores Hotel. And Michael professed his love. I really love you. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I didn't quite know how to respond to that. I didn't quite know what to say, because I certainly didn't feel ready to say the word love, because it is a really easy word to say. It's a really easy thing to do, is to say, I love you. And just so happened on the music in the bar, Meatloaf 2 Out of 3 came on. I said, well, see that song, that's where I am right now, which was devastating news for Michael. I have to say, God bless him. Devastating news. But I did say to him, I said, but when I tell you I love you, then you'll absolutely know I love you. I just need to figure out what that actually means for me. I'm not one for loving things. And when I look around my home, I have lots of bric-a-brac and ornaments, but I haven't bought them. They've been gifted to me, so therefore I love them, because I can look at everything, all my pictures, all my odd bits of china, nothing matches in my house. I don't have a theme of any, apart from angels and wings, but I've been gifted those angels, and I've been gifted those beautiful gold wings from Julie. And the necklace that hangs around it is also from another Julie. She made it for me back in the UK. So everything, I look at my shelves and they have lots of memories, and I love those memories. I love looking at those lovely gifts that people have bestowed upon me. And I go, wow, that's them. I wonder how they're doing. Hope they're okay. So I'm surrounded by things that were given in love. And I have never purposely gone into a department store, let's say, or a china shop, and fallen in love with something and gone and purchased it. So we love lots of things, and we either love our life or we love our body. I am loving my painting. So my mask that I'm doing right now, I'm loving it because I think I'm getting more confident within myself in terms of the blending and the shading. You know, I've got to get this curved look onto this mask so it looks like it would go on someone's face, and I'm loving the challenge of that. And I love a few people in my life. I don't love everyone. And I think that's something to be really aware of. Do we give our love away? Do we actually have a perception of what love is? What is it in your life that you love? And what isn't that you don't love? And maybe doing a little bit of a comparison as to, well, why do you love doing this and you don't love doing that? What can you change in your life to make it something that you do love? I think for me also, in reflection, I've got a couple of really wonderful young Facebook friends, both here in New Zealand and in the UK and Scotland. And what I've seen on these two beautiful young women is that they're coming up to that age, into that early, just about into that 30s or the early 30 somethings. And they're finding what I would perceive as self-love. And they're coming into their womanhood, and they're not at that stage where you're in your 20s trying to bend and bow and please everyone and you compromise your integrity. I had a lovely client who came to see me, another lovely young woman who is at that stage in her life where she's coming into that mastery, her womanhood, and having to say things, the mask coming off, and possibly having to say things that may or may not go down well. But it is about her being really true to herself and about being the master of her own life and loving her life. And I look at these young women and I see that they are loving their life. They are creating a new aspect of themselves by physical changes, mental and emotional changes. They're going through this real transformation period. And it's really exciting to see them do that and to find that self-love, not looking externally for love, but finding it within themselves. And I think that's what my artwork is doing for me. I'm finding a love for both myself, but also for what I'm creating. I'm loving what I'm doing. So love has been on my mind. It has been on my mind. And I think we've got borders are opening and people are going and being with their loved ones, our family included. Nathan has finally left, flown the nest, and is with his loved ones across in Australia. But we still hold that love for him as our son, and we hope that he loves his new life, and we hope he loves his new job, and I hope that he is loving the experiences that he is participating now, which he has so longed for. I hope that that longing has been fulfilled with a sense of loving. I'm loving this, I'm loving my life. So we're not hearing from him, which is good because no news is good news. So hoping he is loving his life. So the concept of love. I know for Mike and I, 38 years together, 35 years married, or 37 years together, 35 years married. It's just like, wow, what is our love? Is that comfortable sort of, I don't know how to describe it. So just a really comfortable place to be. We're very comfortable with each other. We still talk and we still laugh and we still have shared passions. We still have passion for each other. And that's really quite remarkable to me, I think, that we've managed to create this relationship that has stood the test of times, and the highs and the lows, and the good times and the bad times, and the prosperous times and the not so prosperous times. It's all that life's journey. And it's interesting, I've actually put into the newsletter the concept of love, because I'm a great fan of Schitt's Creek. Nathan was the first of our family to watch it. He said, "You should watch it, Mum, you should watch it. You'll really like it." And so I'm a firm favourite fan of Schitt's Creek. I have enjoyed the stories, and I've watched it several times over. And there is one scene where Johnny and Moira, they meet old friends who they loved being with, let's say. They loved being with. They thought they had great friendships. And anyway, as the meal sort of goes along, then they're joined by the mayor and his wife, Jocelyn, and his wife. So Jocelyn is the wife, and Raymond. And they're at the dining table, and there's just this, then the topic changes, and this outside couple have quite scathing words about both the couple, Jocelyn and Raymond, about how he looks. They instantly presumed what he did. They didn't take him as the mayor. They then talked about this town. And the speech that Johnny gives at that table is really, really effective. The speech where he says, actually, these are amazing people. These are our friends. And I don't think he, as the character, obviously they'd written the character in such a way that this was his time to actually realise the old life. You couldn't go back to the old life. It wasn't there. It didn't support them anymore. There was no love. There was just being used. And there's a song, and then later on at the end, they land up in the barn at the party with the kids, and they tell their children how much they love their children. And I thought, well, do we say that to our own children? I love you. I love you. I love you. Do we say that to our children? Do we let them know? We maybe presume that they know that they're loved, but do we actually tell them, I love you? So that's something to think about. But anyway, there's a song that comes on, which I've included in the newsletter. And the words to this song, and I've put in this song, the video clip with the words, so that you can maybe read the words as the song is playing. And sometimes we're in so desperate a search for love. We're looking for love. And love could be, you just need approval, you need validation, you need to be given a confidence boost, you need to feel safe, you need to feel belonging. Love can be lots of those things. It could be all of those things. And this song really topped off the episode for me, because I think music is a great barometer and a great messenger on lots of different levels. So this song, very cleverly chosen by the producers, it sort of tells us we're looking for love, but it could be right in front of you. And when we think we're being loved, we may not be being loved. And I know through some conversations with, again, some of my clients and my students from the start of the year, they thought they were being loved. And then they suddenly realized now they were being manipulated, but not loved. And so there's that difference. So when it comes to love, it's a really precious word. We can love our life, or we can loathe it. We can love our partners. We can love ourselves. We can be searching for love in all of the wrong places, like Johnny in Schitt's Creek. And then he realized he wasn't being loved, he was being used, which is very different. But what he was shown in Schitt's Creek was actually unconditional love. He was being shown this unconditional love. So I want you to think about in May where your love is, who loves you, and are you being loved? And what is your perception of love? Is it about having other people telling you how great you are, good you are, fantastic you are, confident you are? So is that lacking in yourself? Do you lack that love for yourself? Do you lack that wisdom for yourself? Do you need to start believing in yourself and loving yourself more? It's a big, big word. It's a 4-letter word that has massive impact on our day-to-day life. And I think, you know, as Mike and I were planning our wedding anniversary escape, so we're heading off into the mountains for a couple of days, which we're really looking forward to. We'll do it in June, although our wedding anniversary is the 31st of May. So we'll have another week, another fortnight sort of after that, and then we'll head off. And we'll just reconnect as a loving couple, as a couple who still feel they're in their 20s, who can't actually believe where the last 30 some years has gone, and the adventure that that has created in our lives, and the people that we've become through that journey. And I wouldn't change it for anything, even the hard parts, even the difficult parts. I wouldn't change that for anything. I think we are here because we deserve to be here, and we've worked at it. So that's what I'm going to give you to think about this month. Where is your love for yourself? What is it that you love around your home? Who do you give your love away to? And do they deserve it? Do they deserve your love? Just some of the things to contemplate. Of course, one of the things I do love, which is why most of the gifts I get tend to be angel related, are angels. And so we've got our lovely evening class, an actual physical evening class, the first physical evening class I've done since 2019, because of course in between we've had COVID. I have ran my Reiki attunement classes, which I also love, because I love seeing people change on those. I love to see their development. But we've got a 10-week course with the angels. I'm passionate about angels. I think that when we are spiritually feeling abandoned or unsupported, the angels are always there. We just need to ask them. So we're going to explore the angels each week, starting from May the 13th. I've got some lovely students already booked in. So the class is almost full, which is just wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So the link is in the newsletter. If you do want to join, just click the link. So we'll have your manual, and we've got, every student will get a small set of the Archangel cards, which I designed and we've had printed off. So you get a little pouch of cards, which you can use as a meditation tool, use it part of your healing practice. You can just have an Archangel with his archetype symbol in your pocket all day. You can do anything with these cards. They're quite tiny. So, and I should have had some on my desk to show you, but I don't. But anyway, I'll put a picture on Facebook. So yeah, the 13th of May is angel time, and really excited to have the opportunity of running a physical class. And just meeting new people, like-minded people who are into angels. So that's exciting. And the Psychic Development Live class is going swimmingly well. We have a beautiful student from Greece who logs in every week. And we've just done our ribbon reading, which is always a blast in the physical psychic development class. And here they are having a blast in the live psychic development class online. And so both of the students have gone off and they've created a hoop. So I'm really excited to see them next week and show me their craft and get them to demonstrate reading the ribbons. So that's all exciting. So lots going on, lots to think about, lots to cherish, and to really ponder that word love, really ponder the word love, because it has a huge meaning, and watch the video clip of James singing this song and look at the words. It's a really special moment in that show, and it's a turning point. in Schitt's Creek, I think, for Johnny. He takes a longer time for personal growth, whereas the kids in Moira all start their personal growth in the first 1 to series 4. They're growing and growing and growing. But Johnny, yep, season 5 is when he suddenly gets the bigger picture and that he is actually loved and what that means for him. So until the next time, take care of yourselves, keeping safe where possible, following all the COVID protocols, and we'll see you in the June newsletter. I hope you enjoy this one. Till the next time, namaste and take care for now. Bye for now.